Hello, you're watching VN News Bulletin. I'm Bongo from Hanoi, and now the headlines as usual.
Bicycle business thriving during COVID-19. And Lithuania planting seeds of knowledge on Chunsa archipelago.
Let's begin our bulletin with the most prominent events of the week from June 7 to 13th.
Chairman of the National Assembly, Fu Linghui, held separate talks with Australian, Russian, Brunei counterparts during the week to boost the strategic partnership between the countries in general and the relationship between the parliaments in particular. During the talks, Hui and his counterparts agreed to maintain exchanges and meetings at all levels, making efforts to maintain the development trend of economic and trade cooperation in the time ahead. Regarding the COVID-19, they highlighted the importance of fair sharing and access to COVID-19 vaccines worldwide and transfer vaccine production technology to difficult countries, including Vietnam. The leaders also discussed regional and international issues of mutual concern.
The National Election Council on June 10th announced its resolution on the outcomes of the elections of deputies to the 15th National Assembly and People's Councils at all levels for the 2021 to 2026 tenure, along with a list of 499 candidates elected to the 15th legislature. The Council said the rate of full-time National Assembly deputies in this term has reached a record high of 38.6% of the total number of lawmakers. The rest of young, ethnic and re-elected deputies also met or surpassed the targets. In particular, the rate of female deputies has reached an all-time high of over 30% since the 6th National Assembly tenure.
Foreign Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn on June 7th led a delegation to attend the special ASEAN-China Foreign Ministers meeting in Chongqing City. The foreign ministers of ASEAN and China shared many important development orientations for the bilateral relationship, in which they agreed to give high priority to promoting cooperation in controlling COVID-19 and promoting post-pandemic recovery. Regarding the EC issue, they pledged to continue fully and effectively implement the DOC, resume negotiations on building a code of conduct in EC, COC in line with international law. Addressing the 6th Mekong Lancang Cooperation Foreign Ministers meeting on June 8th, Sun suggested implement the 3 urgent ties of fighting the COVID-19 pandemic, maintaining economic growth, and preventing environmental degradation. Minister Sun held talks with Chinese State Councilor and Minister of Foreign Affairs Wang Yi. They agreed to devise specific measures to implement high-level common perceptions. They consented to maintain peace and stability in EC and soon reach a practical and effective code of conduct in EC in line with international law.
Exports of wood and timber products surged 42% year-on-year to reach a record high of over $6.42 billion in the first 5 months of 2021, despite global supply chain disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Of the figure, over $4.9 billion came from wood furniture, up nearly 57% against the same period last year. Vietnam now makes up 9% of the global market. With the current growth rate, Vietnam is expected to rise in the 4th or even 3rd places among the world's largest exporters of wood products from the current 5th place. According to several foreign importers, COVID-19 induced social distancing orders and travel restrictions have forced people in many countries to work from home, triggering increased demand for home furniture. Vietnamese furniture has been more and more favored by importers as producers have strictly complied with rules of origin. Insiders, however, warned the rising orders may cause troubles for Vietnamese producers as disruptions in supply material wood remain. During the 4 COVID-19 outbreaks to hit Vietnam so far, there have many times when some bicycle shops saw sales price 200%. The need for exercise, including cycling, is gradually gaining more attention around the country, especially as sports centers and gyms have been closed because of the pandemic. Unable to exercise at the gym, Nguyễn Công Minh is looking for a bicycle to exercise in the mornings and evenings.
Now the gym I go to has closed. I want to find another way to exercise. Modern bicycles are in eye-catching styles, and there are many to choose from. Generally speaking, purchasing power is now higher than previously. The most popular bikes we are selling are sports bicycles.
Wanting to improve their health during the pandemic, many people have decided to buy a bicycle to ride to work and also to get around the town.
I'm looking for a bicycle to go to school and ride around my neighborhood for exercise.
With nearly 500 bicycle shops around the country, this company's revenue has increased 90% since the start of the pandemic and is expected to surge 115% this year.
We are constantly improving product design and functionality based on research of the user's experience.
The appearance of COVID-19 has changed many people's lives. Some have paid more attention to taking care of their health and started doing different types of exercise. Cycling has become a new and popular trend not only in Vietnam but also around the world. This gives bicycle businesses the opportunity and space to develop. The U.S. has become the largest export market for Vietnamese businesses during the initial 5 months of the year, with export value increasing annually by 49.8% to $37.6 billion.
Over the past 5 years, the nation has consistently ranked second in terms of growth of the market share in the U.S. market, with exports to the fastidious market witnessing stable growth since the beginning of the year despite the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The U.S. is on the process of shifting from imports of goods from traditional suppliers to those from emerging countries. Vietnam is gradually being able to secure its position as the leading partner of the U.S., the world's largest economy. Along with traditional groups such as textiles, footwear and seafood, other categories like electronics, components and furniture have also enjoyed a rise to the top position in terms of export turnover to the U.S. market. At present, there are more than 10 groups of local commodities to the U.S. market.
The Hanoi People's Committee has issued a decision approving the outline for the task of devising the capital's housing development program for the 2021 to 2030 period, with vision towards 2040.
Accordingly, the city will conduct surveys and assessments regarding the current situation of commercial housing, social housing, resettlement housing, official residence and private housing in urban and rural areas. It will set goals for housing development and make forecasts on demand for housing among social welfare beneficiaries. The program will identify local demand for houses and land areas to build different types of housing in the city and links between housing and urban development, among other things. Hanoi hopes to build a system of sustainable solutions to ensure sustainable, modern and climate change adaptive housing development as a basis for the management and implementation of related projects, investment attraction and healthy growth of the real estate sector.
Tây Sơn District in the central province of Bình Định is home to 20 historical relics and tourism sites, including those relating to the Tây Sơn dynasty that reigns between 1776 and 1802 and Emperor Quang, providing plenty of space for it to develop its historical and cultural tourism. Bình Định province has two special national relic sites, the temple of Tây Sơn Tam Kiệt and Dương Long Tower, both located in Tây Sơn district. While Dương Long Tower is indicative of the sophisticated architecture of the Cham people, Tây Sơn Tam Kiệt has many historical and cultural values from one of Vietnam's heroic dynasties. This provides significant potential for Tây Sơn district to develop tourism based on its historical and cultural relics.
I am from the north, and this is the first time I have come here. It is such a great sight. with valuable exhibits. These true relic sites can act as spotlights for designing tours to go alongside existing tourism offerings in the locality.
In addition to these relic sites, Daejeon also has other scenic spots for developing various types of tourism. After tapping its natural advantages, connecting with other tourist destinations, and creating new and interesting highlights, the Humho tourist site attracts thousands of visitors each day, boasting both a lot of potential for organizing different and impressive tours.
I love that this is a natural tourism site. It's also interesting to get around by boat.
I will set up a zipline system so they can enjoy views of the stream from above and shorten the use of difficult and slippery paths.
In developing tourism into a spearhead economic sector, Daejeon District has proposed solutions for restoring its historical relics, calling for investment, upgrading transport infrastructure, and diversifying local tourism products.
We are working to develop a variety of souvenirs so that when tourists visit Daejeon, they will remember the land of the West.
The potential is there, and if investment is properly oriented, Daejeon's tourism sector is expected to prosper, contributing to local socio-economic development. There are 3 schools on the Trường Sa Spratly archipelago: Sinh Tôn, Song Tử Tây, and Trường Sa Town. Each has 2 teachers and children from preschool to primary school. Far from the mainland, life on the islands is difficult, but study conditions are adequate. For the teachers, Trường Sa has become their home, and the students are their children. Teaching the children on the island is not an easy task. Each class pairs students from kindergarten and the higher grades. New teachers might be surprised at first, but the more they work here, the more they love it, and their efforts are greatly appreciated by parents.
I feel very proud to have lived and worked here for so long. I hope that when the children go to the mainland, they will have enough knowledge and experience to study.
Since there are only a few children at the school, the teachers take very good care of them.
Despite the hard life on the island, the students are obedient and well-behaved. For all of their life, they have been close to their parents and siblings, also as friends, teachers, and soldiers.
Aunts and uncles and teachers teach us how to play games. We like flying kites. I'm very happy to go to school. I do all the homework the teachers give us.
I hope that uncles and aunts on the mainland can send us more toys, pens, and rulers, so we can use them for playing and learning.
Amid the immense sun, sky, winds, and seas, teaching here is not just about passing on knowledge, but also passing on a spirit of courage and fortitude. Every student on Trường Sa is a child soldier who studies well, while the teachers teach well and live well despite many hardships.
It takes months to receive things sent from the mainland. We make our own stationery so the kids can study the same way their friends on the mainland do.
The classrooms on Trường Sa are where the young teachers give wings to the burning dreams of the local children. The young citizens born and bred on Trường Sa will tomorrow be able to cope with fierce waves and protect the seas and islands of the fatherland. And that's the wrap up on this bulletin. Thanks for watching and see you next time.